Dads, where are we now?
Vienna.
Well done. We have made it to Vienna, and we have made it to our Airbnb in Vienna, which I chose. And it is wheelchair accessible, it's got a lift, it's got enough space in here for all of us. There are 4 of us here. There is my mum, my dad, and Simi and me, and we are here for New Year's. And that is why we are traveling in this vlog. Now, I'm gonna show you around our Airbnb.
This is the lovely kitchen area. We have a nice fridge. I came with some complimentary teas, which I'm excited to try. This is the seating area. As you can see, is currently being houted by a very handsome man.
Thank you. I love the seats. Very nice.
Okay. What's in here?
This is the parents' bedroom.
Nice wallpaper.
And this is our bedroom. Usually Olivia-Savannah likes a single, but the nice thing about this is that they're individual mattresses. So we're being accessible for everyone's disabilities.
They're not individual mattresses, they're individual blankets. And why do I prefer a single?
You have insomnia.
Ah, yes, there you go.
And I move around a lot in the night, which makes it sleeping more difficult.
Correct. What's this?
This is a nice sofa seating area.
And if you look over there, you'll see the book Comfort Me with Apples, which I'll tell you about in a second.
Oh, wow. Is that your book?
Yeah, that's what I was reading on the plane.
I thought it was there.
No. And we're going to go to the last place, which we were trying to go to before. We have the bathroom.
Don't go in.
Stop it. This is a professional vlog, guys.
Help me.
There's a sink, there's our loo, and there's our shower. Thank you to our lovely tour guide, Simi, the hostess with the mostest. Right, let me tell you about the book I read on the plane. So the book I was reading on the plane was Comfort Me with Apples by Catherynne and Valente, and this is just a short novella. And in this one, Sophia is living the perfect life. She's very happy. She's in a controlled neighborhood and everything is perfect until one day she opens a drawer in her house and she discovers a lock of hair, and she checks out another area and she discovers a finger bone. So there must be something imperfect about her life. I am 30 pages from the end because I read most of it in the plane, and to be honest, I still don't really know where it's going. I just know that everything is not as perfect as it seems, and she is probably going to have a revelation at the end of what's really happening. But with only 30 pages left of a 100-page-ish book, I thought something might have, happened by now, but we'll find out, and I'll come back to you once I finish reading this. Hello, I'm joined with the very best guest who are you?
Simi, Olivia-Savannah's sibling.
And we are going to be talking through what we have found with Vienna so far. So yesterday I gave you an update on what I was reading and what we kind of did that day, which was mostly eat food.
Yeah.
And we ate goulash.
Goulash, yeah.
Which
It was really interesting because we had traditional goulash when we went to Prague. So it was interesting comparing the two.
And which one did you prefer?
I think I preferred the bread pudding from Prague.
The bread dumplings.
Oh, sorry, I keep saying that. I prefer the bread dumplings from Prague. But I like the presentation of everything in this one because this came with like sausage and pickled gherkin and it was really nice.
I actually really like the dumplings here as well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, egg, and I also like the dumplings here as well.
Oh yeah, the dumplings were good.
And the beef was melt in your mouth beef. It was really good.
Very nice.
Very good. So we enjoyed that experience. We had it in a place called, I'm going to struggle to remember, but I think it was like Ludwig and Anna or something like that. And it was part of a cinema and it was really like very chill, nice event space. They spoke English as well and they were really nice to us.
Yeah, I think accessibility wise, that's the first time I've ever ordered a drink and been offered a straw because they've noticed that I wouldn't be able to hold the drink. So that was surprisingly really nice.
And we took public transport to get there. In fact, we're taking public transport to get everywhere here in Vienna. So what do you have to say about the accessibility on the public transport?
It's really nice. There's a wheelchair spot in every train. You just have to figure out on which end, one of the ends. And that's been going pretty smoothly. It was difficult to find a lift on the first day because they didn't really make it very clear. In London, there's like very clear signs of like turn this way, this way, this way to get to the lift. Here we had to search for quite a while to find it, but once we found it, it was... Sorry. Once we found it, it was okay.
And I think it's actually pretty good because I don't even have to look up ahead of time if the stops are wheelchair accessible. Literally every single stop we've been to has had a lift or several, as always is the case. And they've all been wheelchair accessible, like you can always get out, which is good. So I've been very impressed by the underground system, the fact that we can just take the lift everywhere. And we're at the end of the line where we're staying and it's still also wheelchair accessible even though it's on the outskirts, so that's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Better than London.
How are we finding the pavements?
Pretty nice, I think. Similar to Berlin, very clean, flat, smooth. The only thing is sometimes tram lines when you cross the road, but you just turn back for those ones.
Oh, and one more thing on the underground. I think most of the trains that you've been on have had electric doors that you press and they open, but there are two, there's one train that's a bit old-fashioned where you have to like pull apart, and I think that would be difficult if you have any disabilities that affect your ability to grip.
Yeah, we noticed an old couple that was struggling with the doors.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to talk about what we did today. So we kind of had a bit of a slow morning before we left. Slow morning by our standards, which means we left around 10ish.
Yeah.
And we went to St. Stephen's Cathedral, which is in the centre. Anything you want to say about St. Stephen's Cathedral and our experience?
There was a lot of people,
A lot
and
of
it was
people.
very crowded and very difficult to even move at all. And yeah, it was a bit too much people to kind of appreciate or like anything in there.
And I think our biggest problem is that we went on a Sunday, and on Sunday they have multiple mass events. So we were there actually during mass, which was cool to be able to hear the singing and see the incense be like do, 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 do. But it also meant they closed off quite a bit for tourists, so we could only like go into a little bit and see the mass happening, and the main body of the cathedral was blocked out for everybody else.
Yeah.
But it was huge. It's a huge cathedral and it did look really cool inside. It was just that we couldn't see everything, so my advice would be don't go on a Sunday, and if you do, make sure you're going in between those mass times. It just didn't work out for what we had planned for today.
Yeah.
Then we walked around and we went to a place called Hungry Guy for lunch. What did we think of Hungry Guy?
It was nice. It was home-baked pita breads, and you could have different things inside of them. And you could just really taste the authenticity. Very nice.
In terms of wheelchair accessibility, you can easily just go in, and there's like a section of tables at the front, which is their main table section, and then there is some stairs to go up to the counter where you have to order, and a couple more tables up there. But they were so friendly, and even though we had the ability with me and Mum to go up to the counter, I think if you couldn't go up to the counter, they probably would have just taken your order at the tables without the stairs.
I would like to point out that Vienna is one of those cities with not that many black people, and from what we've seen, not that many disabled people either. So more than a place like London, you're more likely to get stares and that kind of thing, which all of us have experienced, you as well, with your hair. So be warned of that as well.
There's not that many people with coloured hair here.
Yeah.
And my hair is not even, right now, it's not, you've seen my hair. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Olivia-Savannah and I change my hair colour often. And at the moment it's like a dark brown into shades of lighter brown, but sometimes it's blue or red or purple. So for me, this is quite tame because it's like brown into brown, and I've still gotten looks for that alone. So
Yeah.
it does happen. I have seen some black people, but to be honest, not that many.
Yeah.
And then after we had lunch, we went straight on to Belvedere Palace and Museum, and that was also entirely wheelchair accessible.
Yeah, there was even one lift that was out of service, but they just said, here, go through the other way to this other lift, which we were happy about because we were slightly panicking.
And there was ramps when we needed them, which you wouldn't have needed if the other lift was working, but it's good that they had ramps on hand. Yes, we didn't really walk the grounds because we were prioritising going to the museum, but the museum was really, really cool. You get to see what I enjoyed seeing, what I was excited about, which was Gustav Klimt's The Kiss, which I was very excited to see. But they also had a lot of like Claude Monet paintings, they had some abstract art, they had medieval art, they literally had so much art. We spent like 3 hours in there.
It was incredible. I think most of all, we also have fun going around museums because we crack jokes, we make each other laugh.
It's just a good time.
It is a good time. You learn a little bit, you have fun with your family, yeah.
And what was really fun is after we finished with the museum, out front they had a tiny Christmas market, which was really nice, and we had some white mulled wine. We had white mulled wine and it was delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Incredible.
Yeah, and I got my pocket mirror. I collect a pocket mirror in every country that I go to. This is my 31st country, not my 31st pocket mirror because I needed to wait until I was of age and decided to collect something, but very happy with it. It's of The Kiss, which I loved. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we had a nice time just wandering around the little Christmas market. There was Christmas music playing. Christmas is over, by the way. This is 28th. But that does not mean you cannot go to a Christmas market because we're going to go to one too.
Exactly. Yeah, and for tonight, just going to be having a home-cooked meal and just kind of chilling and having a fun time.
Yes, and now we're going to move on to the book portion of this channel. I don't know if you're going to stick around.
Sure.
Okay, so I finished last night, so this means I started it on the plane and I finished it that same day. Comfort Me with Apples by Catherynne Valente, and I told you about this one when I finished reading it. When I was reading it yesterday, that not much had happened and we still had 30 pages left to go. So I still had 30 pages left to go, and this is one where I feel a bit mixed about because I think I enjoyed the concept of it more than I enjoyed the execution. Now, I don't want to give any spoilers, but there is a little bit of like religious imagery in this one, and I just love anything with slight religious imagery. If you can see from the cross around my neck, I'm a Christian. So for me, any just commentary on that, whether negative or positive light, I just find so intriguing. And so that was a real plus for me, and I really like the concept. The writing was fine, but it was just such a good concept, and it's only 100 pages. I think it doesn't need to be a full novel. I think it could be 200 pages, and there could be a lot more show and a lot less tell, which would have made this go to the next level. So I still liked it, but I do think, I don't often say this with novellas, but I do think this one could have done more. Good morning. I'm here to give you a rapid fire review of everything we did yesterday, and it has to be rapid fire because I'm squatting for this video, seeing as I don't have a camera stand. So yesterday what we did was we got the train and we went to the Danube Tower, and so this is a tower that was built in 1964 where you can get a panoramic view of the city. So we walked over there and went up that tower. The lift is very high powered, so it goes really quickly and you just zoom your way to the top. And what I liked about this one is that many times when we go to towers with viewing platforms, there's not viewing, like you have to go up a couple steps on the platform to be able to see over the edge, and for that it's usually not accessible. But this one had one where it was like a ramp based one, so Simi could still see over the edge as well, which was really nice. And I wish that they'd done it on both sides, but they'd only done it on one side. There's also a restaurant and a cafe up there, but unfortunately the lift does not go up to the restaurant or cafe. You have to take stairs to go there. And that's why I don't think the Danube Tower was really worth our time, because while the view was stunning and really good and Simi could see over the edge, what would have been really nice is to have lunch up there, which was our original plan, and then we would have been able to see the view while we were having lunch. But because of that we had to go elsewhere, so that was a bit disappointing. Where we did end up going was not where we planned, because all in that area, all the food places were closed for New Year's, so we had to kind of go to this like fast food place and we had ramen. So that was still yummy, but it was just unexpected that we had to travel away from where we were, because we then had to travel back to go on a Danube River boat trip, and the boat trip was quite good. I had a nap through it. Boat trips aren't really my thing, but I am here with my parents and my parents love a good boat trip wherever they go. So it's not something I would have done myself, but with my parents we went on the Danube River and we went on a boat trip. And we had lovely mulled wine on that boat. It was absolutely delicious and flavoursome. So good. The boat itself was nice. It had a wheelchair toilet on board and Simi could get on just fine. So that was all good. And yeah, we were on the boat. We had a little boat trip. And then after that we came back home. Oh no, we didn't come back home. We directly went out to the Christmas markets. Now the Christmas markets are for the most part over. There's that little one outside of Belvedere Palace, and this was a much bigger one outside of Schönbrunn Palace. I feel like I pronounced that wrong. And that's the biggest one, and it runs until early January. Had a massive light up sign saying welcome, but at this point I was quite cold, so we didn't stay very long. But it seemed very child friendly. Like there was an ice skating rink, there was a wheel, there was a carousel, like there was so much you could do with kids, and there was lots of food, but none of it was like takeaway food, and it was quite expensive. I ended up buying a soap and I ended up like browsing, and Simi got like a pizza pretzel thing, but we just didn't stay very long. And going to the Berlin Christmas markets last year absolutely ruined me for Christmas markets, because that one was massive. It had like inside sections, outdoor sections, so you could be warm and cold, and we could sit down and eat inside. So that Christmas market was just so good, and I understand why the German Christmas markets are some of the best in the world after I've seen Christmas markets since, because nothing has compared. Even though I would say this was probably second in terms of like Berlin was the best, and then this one, I still just couldn't help thinking of how good Berlin was. It was a bit hard to push Simi through the Christmas markets because it wasn't smooth pavement in most of it. It was kind of like gravelly material or cobblestone, so there is that to be aware of. Today's the 31st. We're about to go on a walking tour.
So frosty!
And there ends the Austria vlog. So if you're wondering why there were no more speaking parts, it's because after that last speaking part, we all got terribly ill. We had been wandering around outside for hours in negative degrees, and we all got the flu. We all got the flu except for my mum, and I just was not good enough to be on camera. We were literally dragging ourselves around Vienna on that last day there and dragged ourselves onto the plane all the way back home. I was wiped out for those few days I was in the Netherlands before we got back to London, and I was still sick. We were both still sick when we got back. So we were so wiped out that I couldn't do any last updates, but I'm here. Future Olivia-Savannah is here to wrap things up a bit more nicely. So on that last day, it was -5 degrees and we went on a walking tour. Do you know how cold it was? I didn't take many video clips, I didn't take many photos because I didn't want to take my gloves off to take the content. I'm sorry, I valued my warmth more. But the walking tour was incredibly informative. We had such a fantastic guide and we learned so much about the history of Vienna, the history of Austria as a whole, the culture, the people, the current economics, the current laws. He covered literally everything in his tour. I was very impressed with it. So after that we went to this butterfly farm because butterfly farms tend to be a warm place. We thought we could go in there, and it was indeed warmer, but it was also the saddest butterfly farm we've ever been in. We've been in a few now, or at least I have, and that one just had so few butterflies in it. I think the butterflies were kind of dying off very quickly. They were bringing in and shipping in new ones all the time, so that was really disappointing and not worth the money at all. And then we went home because we knew it was going to be a late night for the Silvesterbad, which was the New Year's celebration. However, in the end it was only Mummy and me who went out because everybody else was just too sick. Me and Mummy were still doing okay by that point, and next day was the one where it knocked me out as well. So we went out for dinner, all three of us, me, Simi and Mummy. My dad was out by then, he was taken ill. And we went out for dinner. We went to like this local nearby restaurant pub situation. There were lots of people celebrating New Year's at the pub drinking, and we were just in the dining area. But as we left, the like waitress gave us flowers and it was really lovely, and everybody was like, Happy New Year. They were really drunk, but that's the pleasant vibe. And then me and my mum went out to Silvesterbad, which is like a free street party that is done all over Vienna. There's like 11 different points that you can go to, and the points are slightly different. So you can go to like a family friendly one, you can go to one where it's a bit more like DJ music, so you can imagine the younger people were there. But we went to St. Stephen's Cathedral because that was familiar to us. We'd been there before, and it was a family friendly one, and it was so cool because the orchestra was playing music, and I love orchestras. And there was also an opera. There were loads of opera singers who were doing bits, and then we also had somebody who was British come and do like lots of covers of songs. So they sang like, you know, they sang Queen, and they just sang lots of Whitney Houston, like feel good things that everybody can sing along to, and me and my mum were just like whatever, and we sang and danced at the top of our lungs and had the best time ever. And then at midnight we had the countdown, which you could see, and the cutest thing that happens in Vienna is that at the count of midnight everybody is breaking out into waltz, or you know, even if you don't know the waltz, you can do a little slow dance, which is really lovely. You could see like strangers pairing up to waltz together, and you could see like couples who had specifically come out, who are probably Viennese for this moment, doing their waltzes across the street, and it was just really lovely and wholesome, and it felt like, I just love that New Year feeling. I never used to celebrate New Year's that much, but in the past few years we have, and it's just such a nice, refreshing feeling and wholesome. Then we went home and we all woke up sick the next day. And we dragged ourselves to the point where we could drop off our luggage. We dragged ourselves through the crown jewels area where we could see the crown jewels. They didn't film much of it because I was sitting down so often to take breather breaks. And then we dragged ourselves to what I wanted to see while we were in Vienna, which was the National Library, which is more so like a museum room than an actual library where you borrow books, and it is full of thousands and thousands of books, and you're just surrounded by books, old books, history of books, and that was really lovely too. That was kind of the last thing we did. Then we got food, then we got on the plane, and we recovered, and that was our trip to Austria. I do recommend Vienna. It was really, really lovely. We really condensed and crammed a lot into a few days. No wonder we got so sick, but it was a nice time. It was a nice time. So if you've watched this video, thank you so much for bearing with the fact that there's not that much speaking in it. Please let me know in the comment section down below, how do you celebrate New Year's, even though it's not New Year's time anymore? And do you ever go abroad for New Year's? Have you been to Austria before? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior!